Hello, 6Es, receiving students and teacher. Thank you. You may be seated. Onea, tell me one thing you looked at in your previous lesson.
Rock collection.
Once again.
Rock collection.
Rock collection. Okay, good. Helen. What was it? Receiving students? Yeah, okay, good. Tell your teacher. Tell your teacher. Helen. Let's hear from Helen.
How we arrange our rocks.
How we
arrange our rocks.
How we arrange our rocks. Right, we looked at rock collection and how we arrange our rocks. Okay, that was what you looked at in your previous lesson. And you also did your own, how, like what Helen said, you try to arrange your rocks according to how you saw that. Very good, that was what you looked at in your previous lesson. Now, receiving teachers and students, we are still on the same strand. And the sub-strand. And of course, the learning outcome. Now, our topic for today, rock types, and this is lesson 94. Right, receiving students, if you brought rocks alone, you were trying to group them into different types of rocks. That's what you did in your previous lesson. Now, if you did do some research, you would see that all those rocks that you group can be, or that you put into different groups, can be grouped together. Now, scientists, what you call geologists, they have grouped all the rocks. They have grouped the rocks, and they've come up with different groups for the rocks. Now, our question. I have a question there, something for you to think about. How many rock types do you think are rocks grouped into? We have all sorts of different rocks that we can find around us. But how many rock types do you think? All those rocks, including some of the rocks that you tried to classify yesterday, all the rocks, including some of the rocks that you tried to classify or group in your previous lesson, are all put under certain groups. Now, how many rock types do you think are rocks grouped into? Let's hear from Oa, Elizabeth, Minol. Okay, Oa first. Receiving students? Very good. Okay, you tell your teacher.
4.
Once again?
4.
OWA says they are grouped into 4 groups, 4 types. Minol,
four.
Minol also think they are grouped into 4 types or groups. Elizabeth,
Five.
5. Melisha, what do you think?
Four.
4. Okay, we've got 4 and 5 types or groups. All right. Only a last one. Last one from you.
Three.
3. Okay, so we've got 4 types. We have 3 who said there are 4 types of groups which they are classified under or grouped under, and 1 who said 5, and 1 said 3. Okay, very good. Now, in our lesson today, we will try to look at all those groups in which rocks are classified under. With that, let us go into our activity for today. Our activity for today. In our activity, we find out that before we get into our activity, I have some rocks here. All the rocks that you have, every rock that we have around us are classified we may have different types of rocks, but all the rocks that we have are classified under 3 groups. Okay, so we have the sedimentary group of rocks. In this lesson, you will find out why. Sedimentary group of rocks, rocks that are formed, remember in your previous lesson, if you would have remembered, some of these rocks are formed along the ones that you broke in your previous lesson. Recent students, the one that your friends here in the class had broken up into the previous lesson. Okay, so we have sedimentary rock here, which is quite softer. And then there are other rocks which are like the metamorphic rock. And metamorphic rocks are the ones that if you have a geologist hammer or if you hit this, it's going to be quite tough. Unlike the sedimentary rock, most of the sedimentary rock can be easily broken. Okay, so you can see that sedimentary rock can be easily broken if you chip it off with an iron or hammer, whereas a igneous rock is quite tough when you try to chip that off. And then we have what is called a metamorphic rock. This is a metamorphic rock. It's quite tough, hard than the sedimentary rock. Then we have an igneous rock. Now, igneous rock comes from, mainly remains from volcanoes. and igneous rocks have little bit of, you'll see, they are a bit lighter, and they are, we can say, fire rock. Okay, so you can see some holes in there. When you look carefully at igneous rocks, those are gases trying to escape from the rock. So these rocks are commonly found around volcanic areas, or they came from volcano. Right, so today we are going to be looking at that in our lesson. So the three types of rocks that we are going to be looking at are, like I mentioned, sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic rocks. Okay, so they are all rocks. Those are the three main rocks which scientists have classified under. Now, I will be giving you some listing here, and you are going to be looking at this. Receiving students, if you still got your rocks there, you will be doing the same together with your friends here in the class. So if you got your rock there, very good. You are going to be using those same rocks. This time you look at the description, which I will give, and then you try to put them into those three rock types. Now here are the description or characteristics. What makes a sedimentary rock a sedimentary rock? What makes an igneous rock an igneous rock? What makes a metamorphic rock a metamorphic rock? Okay, so you are going to try to find these clues, read through them, and in your groups, you will be, with the help of your group members, you'll read this and try to put those under different rock types. So that's what you are going to be doing. You will have your piece of paper. Make sure that you can write up the names. You can write up their names. Okay, so you write up their names, and then you get out the rocks and you place them under there. So you'll be doing a type of grouping. Okay, so like, for example here, igneous rock. So you put that in your group. In your groups, you look for an igneous rock, if you find one, and then you place that under igneous. And same to metamorphic, and same to sedimentary. Okay, so let us quickly look at our activity there. Our activity, we are going to make a rock collection, a proper rock collection. Now in that rock collection, you are going to use the table provided, which I've already given to you, and classify them as, identify the rocks and classify them as being igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic rocks. So the table is being given to you. Now, receiving students and teachers, if you look at the back of your student books, you will also see a characteristic of or key to classifying common rocks. You can also use that as well. Otherwise, you can use, if you do not have that, then you can use the one that is provided. Okay, so you are going to use the table provided. While using the table provided, you read through those table, and then you get down to trying to put those rocks into their correct places, and remember to label them. Did I put R there? Okay, good. Those are metamorphic. Now let's see the description. Are there any crystals there? See, it says if you what break it to the other rock, it's quite easily broken. Okay, this one igneous. Layers. Check out igneous. Igneous got layers there. What does it say about igneous rock?
Made of crystal, maybe very small or
Okay.
large.
Look at this. And then
Usually very hard and not easily broken.
and then
Not daring.
so this will not stay here, right? Okay, you look for its place. That will okay. How about this one? See the last one? There. Forms when molten. That's conglomerate. That that is okay. Okay, you're looking at conglomerate there. Oh, you try to see that rock. Okay. Now, class and the receiving students, probably one easy way to remember whether a rock is an igneous rock or not an igneous rock is try to ask yourself, did this rock come from the volcano? Out from the volcano? When the volcano erupted? If it is, then it is an igneous rock. Now you look under sedimentary and you ask yourself, did this come from, did this form after erosion, then deposited in the water? Or if it's maintained together, can you see different rocks, different small rocks all cemented together? If it is, then that would be a sedimentary rock. Okay, so those are the clues to help you put those rocks under those different. Okay, you drop your sponge there. See that? You place them under those trees. Or you just put them that way only, yeah. And your table, or you're going to put them down there? Okay. Okay. Okay, good. You place them into those different. Okay, you read from there. Try to ask first of all this one. Okay, let's take this one. We start small. Okay.
Mr. Kano, whatever rock, it's not from a volcano, right?
It is.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you look at this one. Is it made of crystals? And then you try to ask, was this one formed at near the what? Does it have layering? Can you see layers there? Layers? Okay, it has layers. So first one will be no. Can you see where it says no layering? Okay. Then next one usually has layers. So it's going to be one of those two rocks. Can you see? Okay. Can you see that one there? Not so, second one, sedimentary. Not so hard, quite easy to break and usually hard. Okay, is this not so hard? Is it easy to break? Okay, if it is easy to break, then what rock is it? What rock will that come under? Metamorphic. Metamorphic is usually hard. And igneous is usually very hard and not easily broken. Whereas sedimentary has what? Not so hard, quite easy to break. Okay, then you place it under whichever whichever rock that it comes under. The one that says not so hard, usually easy to break. Then it goes under there. And this one? It's a bit, this one here. Now, class and the receiving students, on the monitor, it's good that you are placing your rocks. I have some examples of those types of rock there, and you see that, and then put that into the different. So some of the examples of rocks will be shown to you. Check to see your rock and put that. Now on your monitor you can see examples of sedimentary rocks there. There's 4 examples there. Those are all sedimentary rocks. And here are the next ones. So you'll be using that to put them into the table. Now I also have some other examples of metamorphic rock, igneous rocks. So those are examples of igneous rocks there. See the rocks that you have. If you got some rocks looking like that, then you place that under those different positions. Now here are some other examples of igneous rocks. Okay, when you see them, please put them under those tables, the table provided. And these are examples of metamorphic rocks. All right, class and the receiving students, by now you should have at least completed doing those exercises. It's good to see that you have arranged your rocks into those different properties. Now, for those who did not do that, we will quickly go through the table. Okay, let us quickly go through the table that we have, which is up on the whiteboard here. And I would like your friends here in the class are going to help you to identify some of those rocks. Let us look at the first one. Okay, igneous rock. Igneous rock. It is made of crystals. Check that, class. Maybe very small or large. Check that. Okay, next, under igneous rock, it's usually very hard and not broken easily. Try to see that. Usually very hard and not broken, not easily broken. Check to see, can you see layering? Okay, if there is no layering, then that is the igneous rock. Now, it has color from light to dark, meaning that some part of that stone is going to be light, some parts are dark, light and dark. Can you identify the type of stone? Okay, now the next one. It forms when molten rock or magma cools and hardens. That's from the volcano. So, identify in your group if you think you have a stone that comes or rock that comes from a volcano, then please bring it up here. Put it under igneous rock. Okay, so receiving students, we are doing our corrections. Right, any more? Come, place them, bring them. Place them there. Come. One more. Igneous, volcanic type of rock, black holes from the fire. Right, thank you very much. Those examples there. Let us look at the next example. Right, sedimentary. Sedimentary, you check to see whether the rock that you are holding is made of grains, and check to see whether there are different rocks together, different small pebbles or stones attached to it. If it is not so hard, and if you can break it easily, then it's a sedimentary rock. Can you identify that in your groups? Okay, it usually has layers. If you can break that rock easily, then it is a sedimentary rock. It may contain fossils, some of those things that lived in it long time ago, animals or plants. Check your rocks to see if you can find that. Okay, and then the next one. This forms after erosion, then it is deposited, and finally it is cemented together to become a rock. If you got that, please bring that up here. If you got that type of rock. Okay. Thank you. That's a sedimentary rock. Okay, it has layers there. Good. That is a sedimentary rock. And it has other. Right, that's a sedimentary rock also. This one can break easily. It comes in layers. Okay, good. So these are sedimentary rocks. This has layers to it. Okay. And the last one, the rocks which are flaky and cannot be broken very easily. If you have rocks which are very hard, okay, bring them up. Very hard to break. Okay, those are examples of metamorphic rocks. Yep, that is metamorphic. They are very hard to break. Thank you. Those are some examples that our friends here in the model class have done. Now let us look at our summary. All right, by now you should have completed writing down your summary points. Let us look at our key phrase for today. Our key phrase for today is 3 types of rocks. Next lesson topic, we will still look at rock types, lesson number 2. Now the following are materials needed for the next lesson. With that, thank you very much, receiving students and 6Es, and you have a nice day with your teacher.